How about the sticker price? $46,445. The average price of a new vehicle as of when I'm making this video in January of 2026 is about $50,000. So you still come in under that with this Pilot. Let's see what else you get. Now we're going to start up here. Not a whole lot to talk about with the upper console, but you can see you've got your SOS right there. And we're going to have the conversation mirror. Not all Hondas have this anymore. Some more of them used to than do, but you have the conversation mirror right there and the sunglass holder. So it's a multitasker. And then we'll work our way down here on the passenger side. I like the space that Honda uses right here. That's good to have. It's not just the glove box. A little bit of space above that for the phone or whatever will sit right there. And there is the bag. You have a spare tire with this vehicle. Let me show you this real quick. So here's the bag that has mainly, let's see if I can get it out of here, a couple of different things. I wasn't planning on this. That is your wheel lock key. So if you go to change a tire, you're going to need this. You put it into the tire iron and it lets you take off the wheel lock that are on each wheel, and that's where that is found. So this is what you're going to look for if that's what you're in need of. Now we're going to move over to the passenger side door panel over there and take a look at what we have. Plenty of space, once again, just like the rear doors, and the upper and the lower door bins with the cup holders right there up front. A lot of nice space, that's for sure. Now, let me grab the camera real fast, and we'll move over here to the driver's side. We're going to have seat memory right here. We're going to have the controls for our power side view mirrors, lock and unlock for the mirror or door locks, and the windows will be right there. You can lock and unlock those. Now, one thing to note here is you have one touch down, one touch up at all four doors with your windows. And you'll also find that you can open and close the power tailgate right here. On this side of the steering wheel, the left-hand side, you're going to have the control or release, I should say, right there for adjusting the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. And you'll have adaptive cruise control right here. That brings me back to safety features. Honda Sensing is here. That's adaptive cruise control, road departure mitigation, collision mitigation, lane keeping assist, and traffic jam assist. You can control the radio right here, and you have your voice commands, and if you want to, you can go through the different information that's available. I'm just using the scroll wheel right there to do that. If I want to go in and select something, then I can do that just by pushing on the scroll wheel, and then we can go back home by canceling that. We can go back home here and scroll our way back out. And something else that's interesting, obviously you have your turn signal indicator right there, your turn signal stalk, but when you turn your headlights on, you're going to notice that the headlights come on the likeness of your Pilot down there. When you push the brakes, that comes on as well, and so do your turn signals. Just kind of an interesting little thing that is there. So quite a bit going on where that is concerned. Now we can also go through information here on the right-hand side. So depending on what you need to see, you can use the scroll wheel to go through that. You do have your built-in navigation if you want to use that. It depends on what it is you want to see. You can see your range and all that good stuff there. And your gas gauge is here, and your temperature is going to be right over there. And we'll work our way to something that I think is going to be one of the most popular changes of 2026. Gone is the 9-inch and the 7-inch touchscreens. Standard across all trim levels is what you see right here, the 12.3-inch touchscreen. So you're going to have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Alexa is here. You can pair your smartphone, and then vehicle settings. Now this is going to be very different from what a lot of you are used to with the Pilot. You can see everything that's here. Your power tailgate setup is going to be right here. So depending on what you need to do with that, you can take advantage of that. We can go back out of that screen right here and work our way through everything else. Now, if your color of your Pilot is not the same color you see on the screen right here and you want to change it, you can go to body color right here. So if it was white, for example, you could change that, or you may just have a color you prefer as far as your on-screen Pilot goes. It may not be the same exterior color you have on the outside. It just depends on your personal preference, but all of those colors are going to be there. Just one of those interesting little things that you can change if you want to. Then you have your general settings right here, just to show you what's going on. 2 different pages worth as far as that goes. You saw that it said camera right there, so I'm going to go into reverse. Now in this case, we only have the multi-view rear view camera, the same thing we've had on the Pilot for the last few years, but depending on trim level and options, you can have multiple views all over the vehicle, front, rear, sides, all that. Now you do have your parking sensors. That's what all of this is indicating over there. So you have your parking sensors as far as that goes. That's going to get the job done for you. Curious to know, do you like this screen? I know a lot of you said 9 inches was too small. So let's see what we have as we work our way down. We're going to go down to our air conditioning controls. You do have dual zone climate control, as I mentioned, heated seats for the driver and passenger in the front seat area. You can choose if you're adjusting the front or the rear. It just depends on what you might want to do. We can go and do that. You can see what all is there. A little bit of space right here. Some cell phones might fit there. We'll also find a couple of USB ports and a 12-volt power outlet. If you need that, there's also a 12-volt power outlet back there in the rear I forgot to tell you about in the cargo area, and your wireless charging pad. We're going to have our shifter right here, the push button shifter that some people like and some people don't. It just depends on the situation. There's no neutral ground, it seems, where that is concerned. Now, we're going to work our way back up here. I'm going to show you the driving modes up here, or at least tell you what they are. I'm not sure how easily we can show that to you. In fact, I'll just grab the camera. You're going to have normal to start with. Then we're going to have econ, snow, tow mode, and then all the way up there at the top, you can see that we have sport mode. And a few more controls to talk about here. That is your drive mode selector right here. You can turn the auto stop start on and off. You have hill start assist and hill descent control. We also have our power parking brake and brake hold mode for those that like to use that. Brake hold mode means when you come to a complete stop, the brakes stay engaged until you touch the gas pedal again. The center console lid doubles as an armrest. I like that. It's comfortable, plenty of room where that's concerned. And speaking of plenty of room, let's get this open. There is the center console interior, and there is a lot of space within. We'll also find the new graphics that are going to be here on the driver's display.